Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world, and welcome to today's Postgrad Insights in conjunction with Heriot-Watt University, who have campuses in the UK, Dubai, and Malaysia, dotted all around the world. Today, we've got an MSc in International Marketing special. We're joined today by Collins, who's going to be taking you through the next 30 to 40 minutes with some guest appearances from Kristen and Scott, who they will explain who they are and what their roles are. But a reminder that today's session is live. If you have any questions, please pop it in the Q&A chat or facility or chat facility. If you're watching on demand, webinars, or study with us at hw.ac.uk, it's your best contact. But for now, Collins, over to you. I'll be back for the Q&A towards the end. And if anyone has any concerns, please pop it on the chat or feel free to say hi.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. I'm glad you could join us today, wherever you are. It's a pleasure to see you. So we just welcome you to this webinar on MSc International Marketing, as Gareth already said. And I'm joined by my colleagues, Kristen, Scott, and Daisy. Just as a way to present a balanced view of what this program is about and the various kinds of support that you have as well. So hopefully you can join us and enjoy the program as we have been enjoying it. Okay, so my name is Collins Osei, and I'm Associate Professor in International Marketing, and I'm also the Program Director. Kristen is an Assistant Professor in Marketing, and she's also leading some of the courses that we offer on this particular program, and she teaches as well. And she also has a very strong relationship with CIM, and I'm sure she will talk to you about the exemptions and all the fantastic support and collaboration that we have with CIM later on as well. Daisy is our student rep. She's also one of our current students, and she's also very, very fantastic and has been supporting and bringing the students together. And I'm sure she will talk to you about her experience and what she's enjoying on this
Yes.
program as well. And Scott will also be joining the Q&A, and he might say a few things as well, even before we get to the Q&A. But at Heriot-Watt, one of the key things that we are very, very interested in is employability. And one of the things that we do to help ensure that you are ready for the job market is link with industry and also people that are working and in close relationship with industry as well. And one of the things that we do is contact Scott, and Scott has kindly comes to the business school every year, sometimes more than twice a year, to help with CV sessions and any advice that students need in order to help them to prepare for the job market as well. And he's here to talk about that briefly, and also to answer any questions in terms of what industry might be looking for and maybe general advice as well. So he's a senior consultant marketing at Denholm Associates. Okay, so briefly, what we'll be covering today, we'll look at the international marketing course, the MSc International Marketing program, why it is important, have a look at some of the individual modules or courses that we have actually put together on this program, how exciting it is, and how do you become or join this program and the benefits that you are going to get from it, and also the careers opportunities that are available, give you a brief idea of some of the places that our graduates are working at the moment or have worked before, and also some of the opportunities that may be available for you after your graduation, and even before as well, because we do have some students that are actually already engaged with uh, good companies and getting valuable experience that way as well. And also, we'll talk to you briefly about a fantastic campus at Heriot-Watt, and also the city of Edinburgh, how great it is to actually study and get connected in the city as well. So that's basically what we're trying to cover. As I've already said, a bit overview of the program, the objectives, what we're trying to achieve, alumni destinations, where they are working at the moment. Talk briefly about assessment structure, and also some of the partnership that we have, our teaching format, and also Heriot-Watt and the business school talk about our department, marketing and operations. So our program is offered within the marketing and operations department, a bit of student life, and of course, accommodation and student view, which Daisy will cover as well. So in terms of the program, what are the objectives that we want to put together for this program? And it's actually been working well for a very long time. But what we are trying to do is to help you and every student that comes on this program to develop a very good, detailed kind of insight into international marketing context, and also some of the activities that are undertaken and the impact on businesses as well. And basically, what we're looking for is to try and help you to be a bit critical about some of the things that we are exposed to as international marketers, and how we can approach that and be able to manage and make decisions to bring value not only to shareholders but also to the consumers. And we will be able to also look closely at how valuable such knowledge is to organizations as well, because they want to uh, bring in people that are going to add value to whatever they are doing. And we believe that this course will prepare you to do just that, because of the knowledge that we will co-create together. We've got a structure, but we also guide you to be able to get that specific knowledge that you need to be able to bring value to whoever you'll be working for, whether you'll be working for yourself or whether you'll be working for the organizations that are out there. And also, we want to be able to help you to, um, look at some of the opportunities and the complexities of decisions that are available, and also give you that practical step-by-step approach to how you go about making those decisions in the international marketplace. So that's kind of the objectives that we have for this program. And why have we set up these objectives? Why do we want to concentrate on these objectives? And how does the program actually fit into those objectives? And we know that organizations, regardless of wherever they are impacted by international marketing or global marketing in some way. So even if an organization decides that they are not going to sell their products abroad, or they are not going to internationalize, we know that other companies will do. Other companies will come in and trade in your country, and therefore that actually going to impact on your competitiveness as well. So no organization can actually be completely shielded from the forces of competition in the international marketplace. And global business leaders and managers have realized this opportunity as well. And therefore, they are looking to people that have this general knowledge and appreciation of the complexities of the global marketplace and how to navigate and make decisions that will bring value to the stakeholders as well. So what we are trying to do in response to that appreciation and that knowledge of the organization leaders, is to try and put this kind of knowledge together to develop your marketing skills, so that you are able to make those crucial decisions that will be able to put your company out there and be able to compete more successfully in the international marketplace. And one of the things that you will do when you join us is to be able to develop your marketing and research skills, whether using primary data or whether using secondary data, to be able to make decisions based on that. Because all decisions that you're going to make as a strategic manager will be based on the evidence that you have. And you can capture the evidence from so many different ways. And we give you that practical skills and the steps that you need to take to be able to get that knowledge and that understanding of how to undertake those kinds of research, to be able to make those informed decisions on what is likely to work. We also look at theories as well. and how those theories relate to even the practical situations that you're going to have. And we also give you an idea of the theories that may be applied, especially when you progress to the dissertation later on, and those that might maybe undertake careers further on in the academic as well. A lot of the theories that will be quite useful in those areas. So we discuss those theories, but we also want people to look at those theories from a very critical point of view in terms of the extent to which they apply to your organization and to your circumstances. So that is one of the things that we really encourage and encourage our students to do in terms of critical analysis and discussion of some of the theoretical models that we have and bring them into context with the modern international marketing and also organizations that we have to be dealing with. And also, we need to develop that professional value. And I'm happy that we've got this link to industry, whether from our academics themselves, who are also, some of them are also owning their own businesses, and also from our industry experts who come in as guest lecturers and also come in to advise on CV and different kinds of things. And to help us to be able to kind of develop that idea of that professionalism and value that we can attach to the decisions that we make as international marketers. And crucially, what we are looking for is to give you the tools to make sure that the decisions that you are making for your organization and also are actually going to add value to those organizations. And of course, even if you don't find yourself straight away in a strategic position, you're still able to contribute in the strategic discussions about what is likely to work or what is more likely to work in those situations. So this program is going to give you that amount of value, and is going to give you that amount of confidence to step out there and to make your mark and to make contribution in the international marketplace. As a way to sort of briefly demonstrate how our program has actually contributed in helping our graduates actually find employment. These are just a few examples, and you can see that some of these are top multinational organizations, and I'm sure they are benefiting from from our graduates, and we do have a relationship with them working in those organizations. And what seems to happen, or what tend to happen, is our graduates go back to the countries or wherever they came from, or sometimes they travel and join these organizations as well. So you can see that they are coming, not just coming from the UK, but they are coming from so many different backgrounds. Some of them are located in the UK, or maybe they have subsidiaries in the UK, but some of them are in Germany, some of them are in Norway, and so many different places, even Australia. So we are all over the place. So if you are able to join us, you are able to join a good company of people that are coming from so many different parts of the world. So I'm sure you'll be joining a good group of people. And we do keep in touch with people that have graduated from our programs, and that is why we are able to at least understand where they are and whatever they are doing, and we are able to capture this data about what they've been up to, and how successful our program has actually contributed for their successes as well in so many different ways. That is not to say that we're going to create everything ourselves, but we will be able to work with you and give you the guidance and give you the tools that you are going to need to be able to go out there and join these fantastic organizations and to be able to contribute. So these are just specific examples, but apart from international organizations or multinational companies that we have presented here, we also have a number of our graduates that are working for local businesses as well. And also we have people that are doing set up their own businesses. So it's just a matter of trying to understand what works best for you. But we do focus on international marketing, but even before you talk about internationalization, we do have these courses that put together the need to develop what you have as a marketer within wherever you are operating, and then you'll be able to launch and be able to go out there. So you do get the best of both worlds in the sense of how do I achieve value, or how do I create value for wherever I find myself now. So, for example, if you are coming from the UK, how do I help my organization to create value in the UK? But on top of that, you do get that idea of how then do I make this value that we have created accessible to the international markets? And that's the next level that we actually give you as well. So you do get both sides in terms of value here and also value out there. And how are you able to compete with those that are coming in as well, even to compete in the markets where you find yourself. Um, so how do we achieve this to be able to demonstrate that we've given you the knowledge and the skill that you need? We've specifically put some courses together, or some people may call them modules. And we do have these compulsory modules or compulsory courses, and also some options. And they are to help you to maybe decide. Some people have specific interest in some areas that they want to specialize in, or maybe they are thinking about a particular line of business, or maybe they are thinking about further research in some area. So we give people that flexibility to make some choices as well. But we also do believe that there are certain basic foundations that you need to have as international marketer. So those compulsory courses are also there as well. So one of them is the international strategic marketing. And as a course, it helps us to be able to look at the options that are available to international marketers, to understand the complexities of operating in international marketing. And then how are you able to make those decisions? Some of the issues that they are confronted with, maybe choice of entry strategies that they have to do, and the justifications of those entry strategies as well, some of the theoretical models that govern the decisions we make, and also how to make sure that there is a balance in the decisions that we make. Some of the various issues that organizations are confronted with in terms of, let's say, political issues, cultural issues, social issues, and things like that organizations deal with in the international marketplace. So that is something that we develop very, very strongly as part of the MSc International Marketing program, because we believe that we equip our students to think about at the strategic level. So very bold and very big decisions that will have long lasting, or that will have a kind of impact on the organization, the direction of the organization. So that's kind of one of the things that we look at. Um, and another course that we look at is contemporary consumers, looking at some of the psychological decisions, some of the theories that are involved in the decisions that we make as consumers. Because if we are able to understand where the consumers are coming from, then, and also they are thinking, the rationale behind the way they behave, then we'll be able to come out with a product or a service for them, whether in our country or maybe in the international marketplace as well. So that is something that we feel is also fundamentally important that we capture with the course that we have. And then marketing metrics is also one of the crucial and one of the compulsory courses that we have, in the way of actually evaluating return on investment, for example. So we'll be exposing you to some quantitative data analysis, and looking at the various options that are there to be able to make decisions, and maybe do a bit of research about the organizational context. And within the organizational context, what are some of the metrics? What are some of the key indicators to back the decisions that you definitely be making as an international marketer when you go out there? So these are all in semester one. Then of course you do have the options whether you want to look at databases and information systems as one of the options that we've added, and also strategic innovation management. We do know how database can actually be very useful in the decisions that you make. So if that's something that you are interested in building those databases, looking at the new forms of database that are available and how that can add to your organization, then maybe that is something that you want to look at very, very closely. So there's those practical skills that you develop in building those databases and the information systems. So that is an option there that you could also look at. You could also look at innovation management, strategic innovation management, and that is something that some students may choose as well, looking at how innovation can actually bring that value creation um, into the organization as well. So that's something that some people also look at it as well. Communication and branding, very, very crucial to marketers. You need to be able to differentiate yourself from the competition, and you need to be able to communicate who you are, what you stand for, the services that you have, the products that you have, and you need to be able to do that in a way that is meaningful and also that is consistent. And we have this course together to be able to help you to do that. So communication and branding, the various elements of it, and we go beyond just the actual presentation of branding. We also look at the psychological, the social issues that are contained within branding as well, and how that creates value together for the organizations. Sustainable marketing, of course, is also very, very crucial in terms of the various decisions and also the value that sustainability actually creates. And I must say, we do embed sustainability in most, if not all, of our courses as well. But we feel it's important to have a dedicated sustainable marketing course that will look at the total aspect of the value creation that we give in terms of how sustainably we develop a product, how sustainably we market and things like that, and some of the fundamental beliefs and some of the ideologies that impact on the decisions that consumers make. First of all, we are able to understand why consumers make certain decisions in a particular way, whether sustainable or not sustainable, and also how organization can then respond to it in terms of making sustainable business practices as well, not just in the area of, let's say, environment uh, or impact on the environment and things like that, but the business surviving and creating profitability as well as being successful as an organization in general. And then we have another compulsory course, which is the research philosophy and practice. And what that is guiding you to be able to choose your dissertation topic, or maybe just understanding how to undertake research in general. So maybe a research for your organization, or maybe a research for your own interest, and how that could be structured and how that could be guided to help you to do that as well. So we've got all these things together. We also have social marketing. We have different kinds of courses that are available as well as options that potentially you could look at. Then in the third semester, there is the international marketing dissertation. Again, you'll be allocated a supervisor to help you and guide you towards your project. Some people also use what we call the pen project, where you are attached to an organization and you are able to do that. And some of our students are actually doing that, and they are really enjoying that as well. So it's not just about the research you undertake, it's also about the impact that you are making as a student towards an organization. And luckily for us, we've actually had organizations actually approach us and say, we've got this particular project going on. Do you have a student or somebody that will be able to help us to do that? And we actually see the potential of that developing into a research project, and also showing them the value that our graduates can actually give to those organizations as well. So we've been talking specifically about the MSc International Marketing program, but I also want to highlight the fact that we have another program as well, if that might be of interest to you, and that is the MSc International Marketing with Consumer Psychology. And as maybe you've seen before, the structure is quite identical. There's a few, I would say maybe about 30% difference in terms of uh, what this program is about. And the good thing is that when you join us, or if you decide to join us, hopefully you do decide to join us, um, we do have the flexibility for you to transfer. If maybe you join this program and you prefer the international marketing one, then there is scope for you to process internal transfer as well. But focus mainly today is the MSc International Marketing program. But of course, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that we do have this program as well. One of the main difference with this is the introduction to human factors and also the psychology for marketing. A lot of the other courses are quite identical. The dissertation is the same as well. It focuses on international marketing topics. So very, very similar for those two programs. So in terms of how we deliver our teaching, we do have lectures and tutorials. So lectures are um, mainly 2 hours. Mainly it depends on the course, but typically looking at 2 hour lecture, and then we do have tutorials to be able to split the various topics that we have and make them as interactive as possible, and also the various practical experiences that we can give you in terms of giving you tasks to work on. And then we work on those tasks together and discuss how things are. We could also be looking at, let's say, case studies and go deeper into understanding how some of the things we've been teaching in class are manifest in the practical business environment. And I think this is quite crucial as well, that we should be able to apply, see the extent to which the things that we've been taught are also applying in those contexts as well. So that's quite crucial, and we do that a lot. We also invite guest speakers to give us update us on what is happening. We do update our knowledge ourselves, but we also want to know practically, does it work? And also, it's also good to hear from somebody else. And I believe our students, even their feedback tells us that they appreciate that quite a lot in terms of the networking, that when these guest speakers come in, the students are able to establish, they will know where people are working and in what sectors, and how are the things that we are teaching impacting on their industry and also their activities as well. So we do have these guest speakers. Some of them are actually our past students. Some of them have their own businesses as well. So that's quite useful to have, so that at least they can give us that conversation about the extent to which what we are teaching is still relevant, still helpful. And also, we understand that they are able to give us that input and give us that practical aspect as well. And the students appreciate that different voice, that different understanding, and that experience as well, because they come in and they are interacting with customers, they are interacting with businesses all the time. So that idea of getting that input from them is quite useful and is quite helpful for our students and for ourselves as well. We do organize field trips to organizations and to various destinations, and we are able to bring in that marketing and international marketing angle to those field trips as well. Because these are all educational. It's good to see those nice places and businesses as well, but we try and make them as educational as possible and link them to what we've been teaching, and also various workshops that are organized depending upon the course content and depending upon what we want to establish as well. So that's basically the general format of the teaching that we have. But we also have, of course, we'll have a way to try and assess what we have taught, and to be able to understand that you've got the knowledge and you are ready for the job market out there. So we try and make our assessment authentic, and authentic assessment is something that the business school and Heriot-Watt in general, we are very, very keen on. So a lot of the assessment that you will have that practical element, and will have that idea of research, and also something that will help you to create value and to be able to demonstrate the skills that you have, making sure that you are ready for the market. And so some of them might be in the form of presentations, whether you were working in a small group or maybe individual presentations. But of course, even if it is a group presentation, we want to see how the individual actually contributes. You're working as a team, your individual contribution within the team as well, so that at least you get the opportunity to learn within that group as well. So we do have that. And also we try and assess that. Some of the assessments are in the form of essays or report or film presentation, blogs, and that kind of thing. And that's all trying to test that you've been able to get what we've taught you. But we do have lots of support as well in terms of being available to access questions throughout the semester to make sure that you are on track and you are meeting the various milestones for your assignment and the various kinds of assessments. And one of the things that we do quite well is that we also use the tutorial sessions as well to help you and develop further some of the ideas that you are using in the assessment. And so we always try and reiterate and ask questions during the tutorials to make sure that you are not falling behind on those assessments as well. But we want to just, as a caveat, make sure that when you join us, you are able to um, contact the course coordinators. The course coordinators are always helpful, and they will provide their details. They will let you know their contact hours, and we will encourage that when you join us, you contact them and seek any additional support or seek any additional help that you need, so that you are absolutely certain and absolutely clear on the requirements of the assessment. I think at this point, I will invite Kristen and Scott to talk briefly about CIM and how that can actually enhance your employability as well. So, Kristen.
Hi, thanks. Right, I'll just have a quick word and then I'll let Scott jump in. So we have we've designed our programs along with the CIM, which is the Chartered Institute of Marketing. So they're a professional body that accredits their own programs, their own professional learning. But they also have kind of looked at our programs, and a lot of our courses are kind of recognized for their employability as well. We have employability awards across some of the programs, of which these courses you're going to be studying are part of as well. So what that means with the partnership with the CIM and the accreditation is that either while you're studying with us or after you're done studying with us, you have exemptions for up to 5 years post-graduation, where you can get a professional qualification from the CIM as well relatively easily. So the exemptions mean that if you were to go for instance, their CIM Foundation certificate, you only need to do one module, one credit-bearing module to get there. And if you happen to take part in the CIM's pitch competition while you're with us, which is a student-facing competition, then you're kind of already more than halfway there in terms of finishing that course. So there's some real benefits to this. Now, the CIM is an international organization. They're recognized. You can become a member of the CIM and get that like professional networking, that professional support. And they have a pretty neat student platform that they've launched as well. So while you're studying with us, you can take advantage of them as well as an organization. So what that means practically is sometimes they have events on in Edinburgh that they'll invite us along to. But they're also like really great at partnering with us and getting things. So I noticed Calvin had sorry, I'm not sure if that's your first name or the last name. So Calvin, I think Michael had a question about how we actually provide these abilities and decision making through our courses. So just to give you a practical example, I run social media marketing, which is one of your option courses. And this year we did a live brief with a company, Hydrogen, who are like a big social media marketing agency. And I met them through a CIM connection. So like we are very much like networking as professionals, and making use of these connections that we have with industry to kind of bring things into the classroom. So like as a lecturer, as part of this program, my job is to kind of make sure that you're not only informed by the latest research, academic research, but also by the latest trends in terms of the marketplace. So like our courseworks provide both of those things. So for instance, the brief for social media marketing this year was to make a recommendation about working with a particular influencer. And as part of that, we pulled on research in the marketplace, good practices in academic research. So like taught our students how to do an ethnography, which is a really in-depth qualitative research method, and then worked with that company who kind of reinforced that was the right way to go to really get a good understanding of clients and good fit with influencers for clients. So, really proud of that work. And I think that it shows, like students have told me that they got jobs based on that assessment. Basically, they were able to go into an interview, say, I have experience of doing this, and were hired, and we're told later on that their experience in that area was one of the things that kind of swayed the decision to hire them. I'm just going to stop talking for a minute because we've got Scott here, who is a marketing recruitment consultant. So I'm going to let Scott just have a few words now about his experience with working with our graduates and with our students. And if you need me, Scott, I'll jump in, but hand it over to
you. Yeah, thanks, Kristen. So yes, as Kristen said, I'm probably coming at this from the other side of the fence as such, in terms of I help people find their next role within marketing. So especially with regards to the CIM, I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and definitely people who've gone through this have found it very, very beneficial. I think especially the networking events that you can attend are very, very useful. I know Edinburgh and Glasgow, Edinburgh specifically, it's obviously a big city, but it can still have that, small village feel to it. Everybody knows everybody. So actually being able to get out and meet new people and build your network, I suppose, is very, very sort of beneficial there as well. But I think from my side, probably the one piece of advice I would give is, you've spent your time at Heriot-Watt, had a great time building your knowledge and learning lots. The next step from there, I suppose, is really trying to be a bit strategic in terms of, figuring out what it is you're actually looking to do, what sector you're looking to work in, and be a bit strategic in terms of your approach, as opposed to let's get a CV out absolutely everywhere and hope something sticks, because you'll genuinely have a lot more success in terms of, being a bit more strategic with it, and utilizing LinkedIn and building your network there, and you'll have a lot more sort of opportunity that way, I feel. So yeah.
Ben, thanks, Scott. Just picking up on some of the questions in the chat about businesses as well, and links with businesses. And Collins kind of mentioned that we have the dissertation and that pen project link. So like we really do embed employability skills, but projects with actual live businesses into our brief. You have options to make links with these businesses because they will come in for guest lectures. So like you can ask them questions, you can have chats with them, and take advantage of when they are in class. So there are definite opportunities to network there. And we do have, do we have good career opportunities? We are well connected to career opportunities out in the marketplace. The university is not an employer. Well, we are an employer, but we're employers in terms of academia. And if you did want to come into academia, there are options to pursue postdoctoral, doctoral study after you're done your master's, if you're not yet done. Right. I'll hand back to Collins with that, and we can pick up questions on that at the end if there are any. Collins?
Thanks so much, Christine and Scott. So yeah, I'll be able to pick up any other questions that you have later on as well. So thanks very much. Okay, so after hearing all the fantastic news about the opportunities and the content of the program, you're probably wondering, how do I get here? And we the entry requirement is 2-2. So from UK or maybe equivalent in any part of the world, and we'll be able to do that. And the good thing is also that it doesn't have to be in marketing. And if you are not sure, you can actually contact the admission team, and they will link you with us, and we'll be able to have a sit down and discuss what you have and what we think we can actually help you with. So don't let that put you off at all. But we're very, very supportive with the applications, and also with students from so many different backgrounds. And as we spoke about before on a previous slide about the background of our students are coming from so many different countries, everywhere, basically, that they are coming from. And therefore, wherever you may be coming from, we do have the possibility for you to join. So it shouldn't really prevent anybody from submitting the application. We also have some competitive scholarship. You might also have some scholarship in your country as well, and it's good to maybe look into that. But the limited competitive scholarship and the bursaries that we have are available, and I will encourage that people have a look at our Heriot-Watt website and see the various options, and some of them are available to a certain group of students or applicants, and there are some of them that you may be eligible for depending upon where you're coming from and your background and things like that. But the best thing is to try and get the application in as quickly as possible. Why do you want to come to, or why should anybody worry about coming to or think about coming to Heriot-Watt and also the business school? We have fantastic team. We've also a kind of practice oriented in the sense of it's a business. We want to make sure that we are making impact. As a business school, we want to make impact to businesses out there, both locally and internationally as well. So we are focusing on what we call the practice oriented, and we also want to make our expertise and our courses accessible to anybody at all. So what we're trying to do is to try and see what do you have now? How can we actually support you to improve? So that is something that we're trying to do as an organization. So we're very, very supportive environment, and we do encourage people as well. And I'm not surprised that because of that leadership and that strategic thinking foundation that we give to people that join us, that our university is actually the top when it comes to CEOs, people that go on to become CEOs and managing directors, because of course they've been given that foundation and also thinking at that strategic level as well. And we have a lot of leadership content within some of the courses that we offer as well. Students are pretty happy with what we do as well. We're always asking for feedback anyway for wherever a student wants us to improve. So we do collect that feedback as well throughout each semester. But we also have dedicated points within the semester to collect feedback, and we do act on it. So I'm not surprised that we are increasing in terms of our student satisfaction. And we are also top in Scotland for investing in people as well, in that respect. Within the marketing and operation department, where the MSc program is actually kind of can be found in or is part of, we're also doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well in relation to marketing. We have been ranking number 1 in Scotland for marketing in that sense within the business school. As you were told earlier on, our programs, both programs, international marketing and international marketing with consumer psychology, are both accredited by CIM. So it's a good company to be in, and also helps us for our graduates to be able to differentiate themselves and to stand out from competition in so many different areas. Industry focused projects, pen projects, and different kinds of projects and research that have been mentioned before. And we also emphasize sustainability, digital strategy and digital marketing and so many different kinds of insights that are quite crucial in the decisions that we make as marketers, both locally and internationally as well. Christine mentioned about social marketing, and we've also mentioned about sustainable marketing. So there are specifically dedicated courses on our program, which look at some of these issues, that sustainability issues and that big data issues and things like that, that we want people to actually have and get those skills as they go forward. We've mentioned the graduate employability, and we can't highlight that enough, and some of the successes that we have achieved in those specific areas. So our graduate employability is there, and we've mentioned it again about CEOs, and we're very, very proud of that. And we also deliver that business and practice-oriented curriculum, and that has been supported by third parties as well. So it's not just us saying it. Just to give you an example of how we support you to be able to develop the skills outside even the teaching content that we give you. So we have the career team that we work very, very closely with, and we encourage students to contact. And in the induction sessions, they also come in and tell us about what they have on offer. And you can actually book an appointment with them to speak to them about anything, to speak to them about your plans and how they can actually help you to realize your goals as well. And as Scott said before, they can actually help you in terms of focusing so that you stand out rather than sending your CVs everywhere. They can actually help you to decide and be a bit more strategic and a bit more focused on what you're doing as well. There are also opportunities to see some of the job openings that are available to give you that practical experience alongside the theories and the knowledge that we give you in the classroom. So this is just a picture to give you some kind of ideas of the various kinds of support that we have in the universities. We do have coordinators, placement coordinators, even if they are not directly involved with your placement or things like that. Because of their knowledge and their involvement with various companies, they're very, very useful and very, very helpful in helping you to achieve your goals as well. We also have the Skills Hub, and the Skills Hub also help you in developing your study skills, how to work in groups, your time management, critical thinking, reflection, and various kinds of skills that you need, such as citation and referencing and research skills, and some basic IT skills that you will help you as well to grow, and also academic integrity and plagiarism. So all these things are there that you have a lot more information of when you decide to join us. Why Edinburgh? I mean, we can't say enough about the beautiful city of Edinburgh, and I mean it's well connected. It's very beautiful. It's central in Scotland, and that can help you to access everywhere basically in Scotland, but also connected internationally as well. And the campus, our Heriot-Watt campus, is also very close. It's close to the airport and as well. So really interesting. There are so many different beautiful places to see in Edinburgh. And within the university, we've got very beautiful structures, very beautiful buildings, nice parks, and you've got various canals, accommodations on campus, very beautiful. The transport to the city is also very regular, and it takes you to the city center in no time. Computer facilities are up there, very top level. So there are various places to relax, various places to learn, and also various levels of support that are available as well. And one of the fantastic things I like about Heriot-Watt and the university and the campus is the fact that everything is together. So you are able to interact with people from different departments and different subject areas, and I find that to be quite useful as well. So many different parks and lots of walking opportunities as well, which is quite good. These are some of the surrounding places that you can actually visit. There's lots more that you can actually explore when you join us as well. But this is just briefly give you an idea of some of the places that you can visit as you study and enjoy. So Edinburgh is UK's leading AI city, and that's confirmed by Deloitte. So it's ready in terms of investment in AI, that kind of area. Very, very friendly city. Transport is very, very good. Also very, very peaceful. Parks and areas where you can walk as well. And it's very, very central, and it's close to so many different things, wildlife, and hills and hiking and different kinds of sporting activities that you can involve in Edinburgh as well. Student life, we've got a student union, and they organize lots of sports activities and also coordinate student reps and different societies, international student groups that are available, well-being and spiritual, so many different things that they help to coordinate as well. And I'm very, very sure that when you come in, you will be well supported, and you find something that interests you in terms of whether it being sports or whether to do with religion or music or whatever. There's definitely something that that you're going to find there. Accommodation, of course, you do have the option of getting your own accommodation elsewhere, but we also have something provided that you can get involved in, and of course it gives you the chance to interact with your fellow students as well. The Orium is a very, very top-notch sports complex or sports center where you can get so many different activities there as well. So I think it's something very, very fantastic. We do have lots of things on campus, banks and shops, and it's also one of the few universities where you actually get the medical facility on campus. For a lot of other universities, you have to access that elsewhere, but we do have those medical facilities there for those that are in religion, or those that are maybe there is also the chaplaincy and in the most prayer rooms and things like that that are there that to support you, so that you to support you in whatever interests you as well. We also have music and leisure places. So at this point, I will just pass on to Daisy to briefly talk to us about her experience, and also maybe anything that she wants to share as a student rep and also student on our program.
Hello, so I'm Daisy. As Collins has said, I'm the student rep for international marketing. I've loved it. I've loved it so much. I basically came from a completely different academic background. So I did my undergrad in politics and sociology, which it has some similarities, but it's basically completely different in terms of its content and its job prospects. And I was quite nervous coming into a completely new discipline. But one thing that I think is so great about the international marketing course is it kind of teaches you all of the concepts and fundamental information from the ground up, and then you can sort of develop your postgraduate knowledge from that. So it seems like a lot of work, but it's not. It's really helpful to kind of have that ground up knowledge. I found it to be basically the perfect way to teach me all of this knowledge and that I would need to go into a career in marketing, and including everything that Collins has said to do with the networking opportunities and the sort of industry applied nature of the course is absolutely amazing. And I've just learned so much in such a supportive environment. So if you have come from a different academic background, or you haven't necessarily done much in the way of business and marketing and stuff, don't feel put off at all, because that's what I did, and I've had a great time. You learn all of the foundational theory and knowledge, and then you have so many different opportunities to practice this in different industry contexts. I think my highlight has been the staff. I just think they're amazing and they're so supportive. And as the class rep, I've obviously had a lot of communication with the staff, and they always take on student feedback on board. Just from speaking so much to the rest of my cohort, everyone's very happy with the way that the course has gone as well, and it feels like they're very supportive and they genuinely want everyone to do as well as possible. I also really liked how varied the coursework felt. So it's not just essays and reports, it's kind of there's so much different skill building that comes within the coursework. So for example, we were making kind of adverts, and you have to do a lot of sort of practice pitches, and it's things that are actually transferable into a job context. You can say that you have experience presenting to stakeholders. You can say that you have experience like producing adverts and stuff. And I just think it's a great way of kind of keeping things really interesting and varying the way that you're learning everything. I also think that the international nature of the course, the perspectives that you're getting are really interesting, especially because so much of the cohort is like typically from all over the place, literally all over the world. And it's so interesting to kind of sit in the class and discuss everyone's different lenses on topics. It's a great way to kind of get out of your comfort zone in such an engaging way. And especially as the world becomes increasingly globalized and it does become more important to have an understanding of marketing within foreign cultures and economies. I just thought that was a really, really amazing part of it. Yeah, a really nice supportive vibe across the faculty, and I loved the campus. I really enjoyed going in every day. I actually live in Edinburgh, so I wasn't living on campus, but everyone I know who did really enjoyed it. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful all year round. You feel quite connected to nature, which is, I guess, useful if you feel like you're drowning in coursework and feel like you need a breather. You're literally like nestled at the foot of the Pentlands, which is incredible. I think any advice that I have for prospective students, I'd say throw yourself into it, whether you're moving from abroad or you're moving into a new academic discipline, just go for it. Keep on top of your reading so you don't need to do it all in one go. Ask lots of questions because, as I said, the staff are so supportive and they're there to help you. And try different subjects. Don't necessarily stick with what you kind of just look at everything that's on option and try things that are out of your comfort zone because it's also interesting. I did a sustainability course with Collins and that was one of my favorite courses that I did. It was so informative. In terms of sort of student life in Edinburgh as well, Edinburgh's such a friendly city. The campus itself feels really friendly. It's a great vibe. Staff and students alike. You're obviously so close to the Pentlands and beautiful nature, but it's really easy to get into the West End of Edinburgh and the city centre. So you're actually really conveniently located. It's such a welcoming city to be a young person in. I've met some amazing friends on this course, and I'm sure you will as well. We all became a bit of a team and we got to know each other so well. And the campus facilities are great for sort of encouraging connections between students as well. There's so many areas to socialise, lots of food options, cafes, and then obviously the sports facilities and just places to kind of wander around. It's a great campus, and I'm sure you'll have a great time should you choose to make Heriot-Watt your first choice. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Daisy. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I think we coming towards the end of the presentation. I think as a way of conclusion, we just want to highlight the fact that there are some funding opportunities, but you need to get in as quickly as possible. The most important thing is to try and apply as soon as possible so that you can start your journey with us, and we can't really wait to have you there. And there is additional information that you can get from our website, and we've got the two programs. You can apply to either of them, and as I said, we do have that flexibility for you to transfer. Though we're talking about international marketing to start with, but there is that flexibility. So please do get in touch and let us know what you think. Okay. So
we have had a few questions come in, so while we got Scott for a few more minutes, let's just go through them quickly. Apologies to interrupt you, Collins. I just thought it was worth doing that.
that's
A lot
okay.
of the questions are stuff you've kind of been through already, to be fair.
Okay.
I think one of the things I really want to talk about is your career prospects for students that graduate. One thing I love about Heriot-Watt, and one thing that I really notice when I go through all their webinars, is the hand-holding that you guys take the approach with for graduate students and allow them with those links that you've got earlier. We saw earlier, the links that you've got are great because it allows you to feed that student into those potential businesses. Collins, if I start with you and then we can work our way down through Kristen and Scott.
So what's the links that you're saying, the links that we have?
So yeah, so what I'm asking, obviously the career opportunities are fantastic, aren't they? So that's got to be a huge influence to a student when they're looking at where to study, what to study. Not only are you number one in Scotland in terms of the program, but obviously your career links are fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, as you said before, we do highlight that employability because at the end of the day, you want to get the knowledge and you want to make sure that the knowledge is actually working. And that hand-holding that you mentioned was the fact that we bring the industry home, we bring the industry to the classroom through the expert knowledge that we have and through the fantastic relationship that we have with CINM, and also the guest lectures that we have, and also the career services that we have. So all these things are specific steps. We also have kind of mentorship sessions, basically. So it's like trying to look at who is there, who is actually done it, how did they do it, and what can I actually learn from it. So these are all specific, concrete steps that we take with the students. Trying to understand where they are coming from, their background, their aspirations, and how can we support them together. And one of the things that Scott and his team actually do is that even with their CV workshops that they give them, they try and one-to-one sessions with a student. When we do organize these things, but when they come in, they have one-to-one specific appointment with each student so that they sit there with them rather than talking to the whole class. So there's a quick introduction, but then a student is given a specific appointment. What have you got? Show me your CV. Where do you want to go to? And then they guide them through that. So that's just one specific example, but we do have so many different other areas that we want to handhold students towards their destination.
Scott, can I just jump on that with you quickly? Because I think that's a really unique offering. You speak to various different business schools around the globe, and not everyone seems to offer that kind of bespoke learning, if you like. How key is that to students, international students, might I add, that they've got that offering?
Yeah, I think it's really important because you've done all this, you've got your degree, you're now ready for that next step, and it can be quite daunting, and it can be quite competitive. So actually being able to just take a step back a little bit and make sure your CV is completely 100% as it should be. It's your LinkedIn profile is similar, it's 100%, and as I say, more so you're utilizing LinkedIn properly as well, because it's not just I'm going to put my profile on there and all these recruiters and all these employers are going to come and find me. We need to have a little bit of a strategy behind that as well, and a bit of a plan behind that. So we'll actually run through, and as Collins touched on, we'll run through live with your CV and your LinkedIn profile, and be able to provide some sort of hints and tips in terms of how that should be looking, because that's your first introduction to any future employer. If you don't have that all 100%, you're not going to get in front of that person for an interview, which is the object of a CV or LinkedIn profile at the end of the day. So yeah, very important.
Scott, can I also ask about the influence of AI as well? Because obviously that's creeping in more and more to every single day. What impact are you seeing with that? Obviously, students use it as a guide and they use it to help. It's imperative, based upon what you've just said there, that they're not allowing it to take over and become their personality.
Yeah, it's a hot topic right now. I'll not lie, but I think it's definitely a useful tool to use in some areas. For example, doing some research on a company, or interview preparation. It's great for that sort of stuff, as long as you're fact checking it and making sure it's all correct. I think I've spoken to some people in the past, and I've looked at their CV, and within 1 second have you used AI to write your CV? And it's yes, because it's just a little bit of it's buzzwords. It doesn't actually tell me anything about you, the person. So just be careful with it's not a magic tool that's going to whip together a CV for you and guarantee you 10 interviews. It's not going to work that way. But yes, you can use it for formatting and things like that. But I would say the actual content of your CV, it needs to come from you, because you're the human being behind it at the end of the day. So
Kristen, could I come to you quickly just on that same topic? Because I think it is so important, isn't it? I think ultimately what students need to remember that are watching this is that you'd be paying a lot of money for a program. Why would you want to essentially cheat yourself almost? So, use it as a guide, use it to help you, use it in your studies, but don't allow it to become you. And I think that's Scott's biggest point there. Can you elaborate further on that?
Oh, I have so many thoughts about this. So yes. Okay, so AI and how we use it as a tool is evolving. it still needs a lot of criticality. One of our associate heads of department uses AI himself when he's doing paper writing, but he uses it as almost like a tool. So he says, like, he'll run through some articles and say, okay, this is what I think they're saying. I'm going to use AI to kind of check that. And he says AI will come out with like 3 really good points and 1 that is complete garbage, nonsense, gobbledygook. And we're really seeing a rise with people cheating with AI, and there are definite tells. So like, if you're going to come study, you can absolutely use AI to help you structure your thinking, to help you reread work, but like, it doesn't substitute for the thinking element. Like, we are in a knowledge-based economy. So like, your ability to think critically, to question things, to say, this is what this is saying, but I see this, is something that we're training you to do. So you can't cheat your way around that. Having said that, we do actually do activities in class that make use of AI, because AI is an emerging skill set that marketers are increasingly using. So while I'm saying, don't use it to substitute your thinking, I'm not saying stay away from it completely, because like, it is something that you are going to need to engage with. There was a question there around micro social media marketing, and how we use it and how it fits in. I'm very, very fortunate. We do have a research-based interest in group in the university that researches AI. So we are definitely a big part of that conversation. And my teaching partner, Aish, she has written a book chapter on art and on virtual influencers that we'll be incorporating into the curriculum next year. That's my teaching partner based in Dubai, who's kind of a subject expert in AI and social media influencers. It's a big area. Use the tools to make your life easier, use the tools to make things to help you, but do not use them as a substitute for you. You still need to put in the legwork. And as Daisy said, I thought she's put it brilliantly, you have to do the readings. Like, you can't let AI do the readings for you. I think students forget that the readings that we assign, we're subject experts. Like, the readings that I assign, the papers that you are probably going to have in the courses that I take, are ones that I have read and in some cases been part of writing. So like, you can't cheat your way, and you have to do the readings, you have to do the work.
I totally agree. Guys, it's come to that time. I think we need to wrap up, just because we have gone on slightly longer than anticipated, but I thought I was very keen to just answer a few of the questions. Scott, appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Collins, thank you for obviously navigating your way through the presentation, and I'll let you have a little bit of a break now. And obviously, Christian, thank you for your input also. Anyone watching, anyone has any questions, webinars@postgradsolutions.com, or like I mentioned earlier, study with us at hw.ac.uk is the email address to email. If anyone has any problems, any concerns, please do let me know. But thank you for watching, whether you're watching live or on demand, and we look forward to welcoming you to Heriot-Watt within the business school very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.